podcast. It's your host, Merv, and I'm happy you guys are here today, man. Happy Friday, happy Halloween, whatever your vibe is, I'm glad that you took time out of your day to check in with us. If you haven't been here before, then this is the podcast for Saints fans by a Saints fan. And we're here to talk New Orleans Saints football, players, league news, everything concerning Saints football. Before I kind of get into today's show, there's two important things I want to talk about. First thing, I'm praying for safety, and I'm praying for everyone in New Orleans and Louisiana during the hurricanes right now. Hurricane Zeta is taking people's property and just causing a lot of destruction, and I heard it's another hurricane possibly coming, so just know that I'm praying for you. Second thing, make sure that you guys go ahead and vote. November 3rd is the election day, but hey, let's vote this weekend. Let's try to make those changes we want. We want mental health care. We want social activism. We want so many things. So make sure you go out there and vote. But anyway, let's kind of get into today's action. Let's go. The New Orleans Saints are 4-2, so everything is gravy, right? No, not at all. Right now, it's actually a weird feeling right now, Who Dat Nation. This isn't really like a good 4-2. The games have been struggles, especially the last 2 weeks against the Chargers and the Panthers as well. It was like a close battle. It was had us on the edge of our seat. And at the end of the game, those were teams we thought we would dominate against. So what's going on with the Saints? Well, they have a team that's 5-2 coming into the Superdome, and it's the Chicago Bears. And they're also kind of at a state where their record doesn't really make fans feel good on the inside. The Chicago Bears are struggling on the offensive end. Nick Foles is struggling right now, especially dealing with the offensive line right now. We already know what their defense can do. We already know what Khalil Mack brings to the table. But right now, the Saints need to have a game where they dominate. Like, we haven't seen a game where the offense and the defense is clicking. Actually, it seems like the offense was what had everyone kind of nervous at the beginning of the season. But now it seems like the defense is the one that's kind of off kilter right now. Saints fans are ready to fire everybody. Dennis Allen, Aaron Glenn, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Williams. Everybody is under heat right now in Saints Nation. But let's kind of talk about the Saints defense, and let's talk about free agency. Let's talk about everything we talked about this week as far as the Saints. So free agency, there were names coming up like Stephon Gilmore, Harrison Smith, but honestly, as a Saints fan, I know moves probably won't be made, so we have to stick with the secondary that we're dealing with right now. And they do have the talent, but my question is, do they have the mental capacity to keep up with the defenses that Dennis Allen is calling? And let me talk to Who Dat Nation really, really quickly about something that's been on my heart and something that I said last week. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know that I kind of have a big problem with Saints fans always trying to blame a coach. If you look back at all of the Saints miscues, the Minnesota Miracle, a lot of the play against in the Vikings game with Patrick Robinson and Marcus Williams, the play call was there. I always think that Dennis Allen has the play calling there, but the players have to make the plays. I mean, growing up being an athlete, my father would always say, don't blame the refs, and the coach is not the one on the field. And I think if our players get more mentally focused, kind of stay off social media, then they'll be better. They'll be better suited to be focused during those games. And it seems like the Saints step up to big competition, but it's those games against the Chargers and say the Panthers that we should be dominating if we mentally focus. So I don't think Dennis Allen is the issue. He is no defensive coordinator that is a guru. He's not going down in the Hall of Fame of defensive coordinators. But I do believe that he is adequate and he can get the job done. And if the players mentally focus, don't be 8 yards off the receiver on 3rd and 3, turn your head around, things will get better. But let's get to the keys of victory, for the Saints. And I think for the offense, continue to do what they've been doing. Continue to dominate with the run game. Latavius Murray, that's my boy right now. Alvin Kamara, you already know what he's doing. He's having an MVP type season. And honestly, if he was a quarterback right now, he would be leading the MVP vote right now. But Russell Wilson is. And I believe that, Alvin Kamara could get Offensive Player of the Year with the way that he's playing. But let's talk about the defense. I think the defensive line, Cam Jordan, Sheldon Rankins, Marcus Davenport, he's been looking good. I think that they have to bring it to, help the secondary. Everything about football is complementary. Offense helps the defense, the defensive line helps the secondary, so I think that's really important, and I think that's the keys to victory for, the Saints this week. But I'm going to give you my quick score predictions because this is going to be a quick episode. The score prediction, I do expect Nick Foles to have some success early. I expect the Saints defense to kind of make that second half adjustment that they always make. I'm picking a 2-score win by the Saints. I'm picking 14 to 27-28. So let's go 14 to 28. Saints win in the Superdome, and hopefully they get that win. Hopefully they're not looking past the Bears to the big Bucks game that everyone's talking about. Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Tom Brady. We're all thinking about it, but let's focus on this game here. And hopefully get that win and hopefully have a dominating win in the Superdome. We haven't seen a dominating win all season. Drew Brees has been looking good, and I don't know who's going to play right now because everyone seems to be limited, but I'm really hoping that Marcus Callaway can play and that, the Saints can just continue to be a balanced team. Alvin Kamara continue to have the MVP type season that he's having, and I'm excited to see Latavius Murray, Jared Cook as well, and also see a little bit of Taysom, see some different kind of Taysom plays like we saw last week that we don't usually see, by Sean Payton. Not the typical swings or the, QB runs and everything, but that pass, where he threw it back to Drew Brees and he threw it to Traquan Smith was a great play. It kind of had all of us like, what's going on? And when the play was over, we were like, wow, that's such a great play. But the Saints win, I think. I think the Saints win, like I said, with a 2-score win. And I think this will be a pretty simple game. That's why I had a pretty simple review for this week. But let's get to the section of the show that I always, do. It's called the Merv Speak segment. It's where I give you encouraging tips and, things that I've gone through in life that can possibly help you. And today, the word of the day for me today is passion. It's important to be passionate about things. My parents are listening to this show. They signed me up for everything that I wanted to do growing up. Basketball, football, soccer, wanted to play the saxophone. There were so many things that I wanted to do. Wanted to do karate when I was a little kid. There's so many things that I wanted to do, but, I did it and I wasn't passionate about it, and it showed on the field or on the court or, playing the saxophone. And, this is kind of in school and art and things like that. That's kind of where my passion lies now, and I can tell that it's passion because of the fact that when bumps come on along the road, it doesn't deter me. It keeps me going. Actually, they motivate me when I fail at something, creating a video, or I fail at, in school right now, then I continue to push because I have a goal that I see, and it's important to be passionate about those goals and everything like that. Example, Des Bryant, he, tore his Achilles right when he got signed by the Saints, and it seemed like the league had just blackballed him. He was done. But look where he is now. He's playing for the Baltimore Ravens right now. He's making plays. He's doing everything right now. So it is pretty cool to see him in that role right now. And continue to find your passions, guys. Continue to be passionate about things. Continue to, just work hard and do what you got to do. But that's all I got to do. That's all I got to say, honestly, for this Merv Speak segment. Thank you guys for listening to the Black and Gold Hour podcast today. It was a short episode, but I'll be back right after the Saints game to just review everything that we saw on the field and that we'll see on the field on Sunday. And hopefully the Saints get that win. But everyone stay safe. Be blessed. Peace.